Greetings, Bath Warriors. Greetings. Greg is back with Results Kill Excuses. Another life lesson type message. An opportunity for me to share with you how I was able to turn my life around. Going on 14 years now of hitting rock bottom, saying enough's enough, and it's time to stop self-sabotaging, self-medicating, and it's time to start figuring some things out about myself. And I wish it could have been different, and wish I wouldn't have had to hit such a hard rock bottom or two or three in order for me to start realizing, the blessings, the gifts, and the opportunities that I had and that I continue to have to this day. I think for today's message, I really want to help shine a light in your direction regarding opportunity. When you're in a rough spot, when you're feeling like your back's up against the wall, or you're feeling like nothing is going your way, it can be really, really hard. It can be extremely difficult to see that there are some opportunities. There are some places for you to take a leap of faith in order to completely shift the circumstances that you find yourself in that are very hard pressed on all sides. Man, oh man, I used to get myself into what they call a real pickle. And I've been a master of getting myself out of those pickles, but I can't ever say that being in a pickle feels good. It doesn't feel good when we find ourselves in a very tight situation. And yet, are you able to give yourself enough clarity and perspective, probably more than anything else, to realize that you absolutely have opportunities right here, right now? Doesn't matter how bad your situation is, how difficult it is, there is an opportunity for you to learn from your situation and for you to move forward in a positive direction with those lessons. I truly believe this is at the basis of everything that we're experiencing here. I believe that our life on this planet is like a grand classroom. It's a big university, right? The universe is a university. And these are our opportunities for us to learn and grow, especially when we put ourselves through hardships and difficult circumstances. And yet, I probably would have to assume that a lot of people that take the time to listen to my message, that are feeling a little more resonance, connection with the message, which to me is medicine. I'm giving you some medicine right now in the form of a message, heartfelt message from my heart, from my soul to your heart and to your soul. And yet, it does take some humility. It takes some openness to actually let your guard down enough to maybe hear someone else's perspective, to say, you know what, maybe I'm not alone. Maybe the situation I'm going through may not be exactly what he's been through or she's been through, but it may have some similarities. There may be some undertones of commonality that can allow you to get through your situation. So you don't have to feel so alone. You don't have to feel like there ain't nobody that can understand what you're going through. I can tell you that more times than not, when I've found myself in difficult situations, it's usually been very few people around me that have understood what I'm going through. I've had some people that can hear what I'm saying, but a lot of times through my life, I always felt like it was really hard to relate with people. I felt like my situation was so much different than what anyone else, at least, had been through. And I think we all feel that way to a certain degree. And that's what makes us really incredible beings, is that we do sign up for a very specific course throughout this life. And if you understood what I just said, you're in the right place, and this is the right time. It's the right time for you to really dig in and really start examining your life experience through the lens of a class or a course. And you start to realize that there's been patterns, which are lessons. And a lot of times we fail and fail and fail, and it's like the history continues to repeat itself. And yet at any given moment, you, me, and everyone else with enough awareness have an opportunity to completely shift the way that we see things, the way we perceive things, what we believe, who we identify as, how we see ourselves. And yet most of those things can sound very challenging because we want to limit ourselves. I was teaching a class recently about our flaws and what are the flaws that you hate about yourself. And here's the truth, is we all have flaws. And how I'll tie this to opportunity is, there may be some physical flaws about you that you just can't change. I mean, maybe there's like some surgeries or different things you could do. Maybe there's even just exercise and activity, but maybe that flaw is going to take some time for you to see it differently. And thus, how can you accept that part of yourself more? How can you not focus on what you would consider a flaw and start putting more focus on what you see as something desirable, a good quality or a trait about yourself? Start focusing on the beautiful things of who you are. But yet we also have character flaws. And I'm here to tell you that any character flaw can absolutely be shifted. You can reprogram. You can change your attitude and your perspective. But it absolutely takes a complete 180. If I'm headed this direction, I need to go whoop and start heading the opposite direction. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and even physically. And I know I'm talking to a lot of people that in your life, your path has seemed challenging. It's felt arduous. It's felt like every step of the way is one step forward and 3 steps back, and you just can't seem to get any traction and get a fucking break, catch a break. If I'm talking to you, if you're resonating with that type of perspective, that kind of sediment, because that's how I felt for so many years of my life. Fuck, I can't catch a fucking break. And even when I look at my current circumstances, in the past month, it's like since the summer began, I had my daughter graduate high school. Then I had my father died. And then my son went into the hospital literally the same day of my dad's funeral. And then I just moved my daughter into college, and yet I've gone through even some very personal health issues that I'm having addressed. It's like highs and lows and woo, just, these energetic shifts. And it's like, because I now see this experience not as fuck, I can't catch a break, more of like, oh, this is just advanced curriculum. This is learning how to regulate myself and my energy, which is the only thing that we have control over. You only have control over yourself and how you are feeling. You may not think you do, but if you're feeling like shit right now, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling alone, if you're feeling unhealthy, if you're feeling abandoned, if you're feeling betrayed, if you're feeling like giving up, with the right amount of mental clarity, which I can't ever mince words. When I say mental clarity, that means literally sobriety. Ridding yourself of any kind of chemical dependency. And yes, that includes pharmaceuticals. And I am not giving you medical advice. I am giving you spiritual advice through my own experience as to what's worked for me. But you need that mental clarity in order to realize that you have way more power than you would like to admit. You have so much power. But when you're kind of in that fog, mental fog, that emotional murkiness, it's hard to really stand there and say, you know what, things are gonna be fine. I can shift, you know what? I don't have to feel alone, right? But when you feel alone, it's hard to want to be enthusiastic about connecting with other people, whether they're people you know, or even putting yourself in an environment where you're going to get an opportunity to meet new people. It's really challenging. But yet, what's gotten me this far, going on 14 years of sobriety, has been sobriety, is making that decision. It's so cliche, one day at a time. It really is. It's one day at a time, one breath at a time, one beat of the heart at a time, one moment at a time, one thought at a time. One moment of stillness, that quietness, maybe one moment of grounding and earthing at a time, one walk at a time, one moment in nature at a time. And I think that's where so many people get overwhelmed, because when you think about your situation, it's overwhelming and you just want a magic trick. You need somebody to tell you, hey man, I'll rescue you, say these 3 things and your life is gonna be fucking great again. And that's, whoever's telling you that or saying that, they're full of shit. And that's left a lot of people fucked up, because you've believed people and even trusted organizations that have kind of promised you shit that they didn't deliver on. And I have figured out something along my 14 years of healing, sobriety. It just started with sobriety. I just wanted to trust myself. And I knew I had to break up with the alcohol, and I knew I had to kick the THC to the curb. And I've never really done a whole lot of other stuff beyond that. But I knew that mental clarity was a top priority for me. If you want to tell yourself, oh, I can still, I'm going to get ahead and get my shit together, but I'm an adult and I can drink, or, weed is legal now, it can't be that bad. It's like, yes, anything that distorts your mind. Can become a problem for you. And in this day and age, the THC that's out there is so freaking strong, man, since when I was a kid. I'm 46 years young. When I was a kid, man, THC was 2 to 4%. it's like, it's now, look, the minimum is like 19, right? That shit is so dang strong that it literally activates psychosis. And psychosis is a major stimulant for paranoia, for seeing things and hallucinating in not the good ways. And yet, I am going to continue to be a strong advocate to help people kick their vices to the curb. And I'm someone that understands what the opportunity is. The opportunity for you to give up one thing is for you to start doing another thing. That was always my habit, right? I gave up alcohol and I started having a sweet tooth and eating excess sugar. And I now realize that was all it was giving up one thing for a lesser thing that still wasn't helpful and beneficial to my journey. But what I do believe with all my heart, with all my mind, with all my soul, and with all my strength is that when it comes to anything that you have an addiction towards, anything, what are you addicted to? Are you addicted to food, sweets, junk food, snacks, gaming, social media, pornography, sex? Are you addicted to gambling? Are you addicted to sports? Are you addicted to entertainment? Are you addicted to drugs? Are you addicted to alcohol? Are you addicted to smoking? Are you addicted to nicotine, dip, right? Anything that you're addicted to, is a means of you avoiding your pain. And that our addictions are precisely put into place by us in order for us to avoid the pain. It's literally our own way of self-medicating. Because, and again, it's obvious who wants to feel pain, but yet we have these addictions that distract us, that get us out of our pain quick. When we start feeling uncomfortable, boom, go to the addiction, and then it's like you almost feel a sense of relief. But the thing is it doesn't heal. And so at the root of your addiction is really trauma. It's emotional wounding. That's really underneath the surface. Like, sit there and ask yourself this. If you can make it to this point in the message, it's really asking yourself, here's your opportunity, is to really, can you sit there with yourself, do some breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth, and maybe even put your hands over your heart and ask yourself, whatever your addiction is, and sometimes we have more than one, so you can ask yourself this multiple times, but you can go within and say, what's the root of my addiction? Or you can even ask yourself a yes or no. Is the root of my alcohol problem unhealed trauma? And just listen. Listen in silence. See if a yes comes up. See if a no comes up. And you got to be able to test those spirits, because sometimes we do have what's called the lower self, and that lower self is a master manipulator. It's that inner critic inside of you. It does not have your best interest unless your best interest is to hold you back, play small, play it safe, and to never really fulfill the purpose that you have on this planet to fulfill. And every single one of us, we have something different to fulfill, but we all have the same number one purpose. Do you know what that is? Your number one purpose? It's not making excuses for why you can't get ahead. Your number one purpose isn't to sit back and go through another football season cheering on your favorite players and screaming when they don't play to your expectation. I promise you, your purpose isn't to be a fan for life. Do you know what your number one purpose is? Not your only purpose, but your number one purpose. Your number one purpose is to become the best version of you. And so when you look at your current patterns, your current habits, your current activity, your current state of being, like how healthy are you? How physically fit are you? What's your overall health? Mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, physical health, financial health. What is that? Do you have the courage to look in the mirror and assess yourself? And what I know with most people, and I've worked with hundreds of people along my journey, what I know with most people that I've worked with, men and women alike, one-on-one, is that we all have work to do. We all have areas of improvement. That is the work I'm talking about. Work is a four-letter word. Most of us get all cringy about it. But we have areas where we can improve. And you can sit there and make excuses as to why you can't, and you don't have time, and you can't do this, and you can't do that. Well, I'm here to tell you that some of those may be valid, but most of those are not. Most of those are just your way of giving your power to the lower self, to the inner critic that does not want you to fulfill your purpose on this planet. Why we have that part of us, I don't fully know. It's just a programmed piece that's there. Doesn't matter how long I've been on this journey. The inner critic still wants to show up and sabotage moments, whole entire days, whole weeks, whole months, whole years. I mean, it's just a daily ebb and flow of saying, oh, okay, here's the negativity. Time to combat that. Got to be positive. Got to triple down on the positivity. Got to believe in myself, even triple today, because fucking the lower self, the inner critic, wants to go to war. And so it's time, in those moments I have that level of self-awareness that I can coach myself, I can encourage myself, I can overcome the negativity that wants to literally keep me complacent, keep me in a lower state of being. And so as I say, that all of the things that you're saying that you can't, blah, 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 it's all negativity, it's all excuses. And I used to live in that. Where do you think results kill excuses came from? It's because I was full of the excuses and short on positive, life-transforming results, to really living up to my fullest potential. And if you're hearing this message and you'd like to start seeing and testing yourself to see if you can live up to your fullest potential, I've got some resources for you. First and foremost is you can download the Results Kill Excuses app. Just type in those 3 magic words into your app store on your smartphone, and it's free of charge. And there you will find 5 courses, each of them 1 week long, free. This is an incredible resource if you want to start doing some self-discovery work. Maybe instead of spending countless hours watching sports, watching athletes, this coming fall through the winter, maybe this is an opportunity for you to actually start developing the incredible professional, right, spiritual athlete, and like developing the greatest gifts that you have inside of you. Maybe it is athleticism. But maybe there is some creative gifts, some artistic gifts. Maybe you start shifting the time that you're giving away, investing, being a fan, just observing and cheering for other people. Maybe it's now time for you to start cheering for you. And where you can start that is on the Results Kill Excuses app. The next resource I have for you is literally a 12-month program, 91 days at a time, called the Results Kill Excuses 1% Better Everyday Journal. And you can click on the link down below if you're interested in that. And finally, for those of you that really want to go to the next level and want that accountability, guess what? I have some limited space available for one-on-one coaching, which usually is 3 to 6 months at a time, 2 to 4 times a month. If you're interested in that, reach out, greg@resultskillexcuses.com. I appreciate all of the new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Results Kill Excuses tribe. I hope that you will take me up on some of these offerings, continue listening, continue giving yourself permission to invest in you. It is the greatest investment that you can do. And when I stopped being a fan of others and being a fan of myself, cheering for myself, picking myself up, encouraging myself, coaching myself, being the team captain of my team, the people around me, saying I'm gonna be a role model, I realized that that was an incredible opportunity, and it's an opportunity I get to wake up to each and every day. And now I'm trying to be a role model, not even trying, I'm just being a role model to the world at large. Every one of you listening and beyond. Every time I'm going about this earth, connecting with people, I feel like it's always an opportunity to shine the light in a dark place. And usually that dark place is within us. And usually we're afraid to just sit with ourselves, spark a match, click a light, turn on our camera, our phone flashlight, and really assess what's underneath the surface. What are the hurts? What are the wounds? What is really going on? It sounds easy, but it's a really scary process because we think we've outgrown it. We think that the things that happened in our childhood are gone. And I'm telling you, the opportunity for you to heal, to become the best version of yourself, starts with you having a willingness to clear your mind, to sit with yourself, and to really assess and experience the pain and the feelings that you experienced as a child. The hardships could have been abuse, could have been neglect, could have been betrayal, could have been a whole lot of things. But in order to heal, you have to re-experience these things. And that's not the best opportunity. Most of us will live our whole entire lives trying to avoid that. We'll think that that is so stupid. And yet, when you see the patterns, as I have seen in my life, I'm like, oh man, I know the root. I know why I kept doing this pattern of self-sabotage, whether it was in relationships, at workplaces, in the family. I could see this pattern playing out throughout my life. And when I went and had the courage to go far enough and dark enough into my past, I saw the root. I saw the root. I saw where the pain was planted into my soul. And I was able to set that free, to sit in that pain, to have compassion for myself. And I'm asking you to do the same for you. Join me on this journey. You don't have to do it alone, but you do have to make a concerted effort and a decision to do the work, to start to improve yourself. I hope you hear this message. I hope you receive the words that I'm sharing with you today. I love you guys. Stay tuned. Stay locked in. If you're on the path already with the 1% better everyday journey, keep going. One day at a time, little by little, over an extended period of time, you will start to see the traction and get to the breakthroughs that you deeply desire. You will start to see the shifts in who you are showing up as. And you will allow yourself permission to redefine who you are, not by your past, but to refine yourself through those experiences, knowing they have given you some gifts and some strength. I love you guys. You know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it won't be worth it. Greg's out.